So what happens is groups of people get together and work on these. They're government type jobs where they get funding to work on these types of global problems. And since this is a global problem, it's the global temperature, it's going to affect everybody who lives on the globe. There's something called the IPCC, which is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So IPCC, CC is climate change, I stands for intergovernmental, so governments from different nations. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. They take all of these models and then they try to understand. It's obviously very complicated. It's difficult to model because you can't predict, certain things, how certain things are going to change in the future, such as population growth and whatnot. So anyway, it's a very complicated modeling system, and so for policymakers and the public at large to help them understand the models, they use these terms to imply the probability that the result they predict from their models is going to occur. So if it's like greater than 99% confidence that something's going to happen, they say that's virtually certain. Or if there's only 33 to 66% that some outcome is going to occur because of the model, then it's a medium likelihood. So they've defined terms to help people understand better what these numbers mean from their models. And so the conclusions from their reports of looking at all these models, and this is like hundreds and hundreds of people from around the world working together, what they think very likely from the models to occur is that human-caused emissions are the main factor causing warming since 1950. It's very likely that higher maximum temperatures are observed in nearly all land areas. It's very likely that snow coverage has decreased 10%. And it's very likely that increased precipitation has been observed in most of the northern hemisphere continents. Okay, it's likely that temperatures in the northern hemisphere during the 20th century have been the highest in any century during the past 1,000 years. The Arctic sea ice thickness declined about 40% late summer to early autumn in recent decades. So there's more seasonal melting, so that's what that means. An increase in rainfall has been observed in tropical land areas, and there's increased summer droughts. So this is likely to have been the result of climate change. And very unlikely is that the observed warming over the past 100 years is due to climate variability alone. Okay, so what this means is like some people who don't really think there's a problem think that, oh, this is just natural variation. Over time, the climate has changed on the world due to factors that we have no control over. But the models are indicating that that's very unlikely. Okay, so this is just some conclusions. You should read over and study them. I ran through them very quickly, but you should read over and understand that these results come from computer modeling, so it's very complicated, but some things are very unlikely, some things are very likely, so there's a higher confidence, and this is in between.